Hey guys, what's going on? Jared Beckstrand here, Doctor of Physical Therapy, ToneandTighten.com, coming at you today with workout number 1 in the Mommy Tummy series. Here with my beautiful wife, Camille, and she is going to help me to run you guys through these exercises. Now, workout number 1. My goal here is to train and introduce you to some important muscles that we need to start to activate, but more importantly, we need to activate those muscles in the right way. We need to fire one muscle group without necessarily firing others too strenuously here initially. I wanted to teach you guys how to do that, and so Camille's going to help me out. Also, it's important that I mention here, this first workout, a lot of times it's kind of that 6-week mark postpartum that the doctor says, okay, it's safe to resume or start to resume normal activity again. And so just if you are recently postpartum, make sure that you've got your doctor's clearance before starting these. Again, so 6 weeks is about the standard on a natural vaginal delivery. It's closer to the 8 to 10 week mark if there was a C-section involved. But the best thing that you can do is just get your doctor's clearance. He's going to okay you to exercise. Specifically, he's going to okay you to exercise your core. You want to make sure that you have that before you start this. On the flip side of that, the question that I get asked a lot
all the time
about is I had a baby, 2, 5, 10 years ago. Can I start here? Can I still do these? The answer is absolutely, you guys. And so time frame doesn't matter, and especially with a diastasis recti, people will say, oh, I've had this for 3 years. Is this still going to be effective? My response to that is, as long as there's a muscle contraction, you guys, yeah, it's effective. And yeah, there's still a lot that you can do about it. The mechanics of healing that diastasis recti are the same, just like the mechanics of putting your baby abs or your mommy tummy back together are still going to be the same. So let's do it. Let's introduce you guys to, again, workout number 1 in the Mommy Tummy series. And so Camille's going to get down on her back. And so the thing that I'm going to mention a lot throughout the next 6 workouts, you guys, is again, we want to activate the right muscle in the right way. And so specifically with pregnancy, the muscle that kind of gets worked over is going to be your rectus abdominis. Now that rectus abdominis goes from the bottom of your rib cage to the top of your pelvis. That's your 6-pack muscle. That's the one that comes down either side that you kind of put together that 6-pack. That's the one that we're all after. Unfortunately, with pregnancy, that's the one that gets worked over the most. That's the one that's going to stretch and expand, and that's the ligament down the middle of those 2 muscle bellies that gets worked over. That's the one that splits in the diastasis recti condition. Now, the worst thing that you can do if you do have a diastasis recti, and I would even argue postpartum, is activate that muscle a lot and strenuously. And so in this workout plan, we're going to avoid crunches, we're going to avoid sit-ups, we're not even going to hit plank a lot just because that activates a ton of that rectus abdominis muscle. Now, the one that we are after is going to be what we call the transverse abdominis muscle. Now, this is your deepest abdominal layer. It originates right on your lower back, it wraps around your sides, and then it connects right in, kind of right underneath where that transverse abdominis, or excuse me, where the rectus abdominis is. Transverse is the one that comes around, rectus is the one that comes down. This is the one we want to activate, not this one. And so that's what this first workout is geared towards. We just want to start to fire that TA, that transverse abdominis. We want to do it effectively. That's going to be the foundation that we're going to build this entire workout series around. That's the one that's going to help you guys out the most. That's going to help shrink down that waistline and get that pre-pregnancy tummy back. Okay, so let's get to it. So the first thing that we're going to do is, again, just work on activating that muscle. Your first exercise is a posterior pelvic tilt with a brace or with a TA activation. And so Camille, she's laying down here on the table, and what I'm going to have her do is actually lift her lower back up off the table. And so super exaggerated, but you can see, maybe, let's push, but this, just, wherever, yeah, right there is just fine. Okay. You can see that I can slip my hand underneath her lower back. She's got a big space right here underneath her lower back. To activate the right muscle, we got to put your back in the right position. We're going to actually do a posterior pelvic tilt. So she's going to rock her hips backwards, and she's going to smash her lower back down into the table. You see, I can't get underneath there anymore. That's your visual. So we're going to hit that posterior pelvic tilt, and now what she's going to do is she's going to activate that transverse abdominis muscle. How we do that, I want her to draw her navel back in towards her spine. And so it's kind of the suck it in muscle. Again, it's a corset, basically, you guys. If you can kind of envision that, it's your corset muscle that's going to suck everything in, kind of drawing the navel back towards her spine, and then relax. Nice. Don't hold your breath while you do this.
Oh, man.
You're notorious for holding your breath while you do this. And so that's your first exercise. So we're going to rock into that posterior pelvic tilt. So flatten your back, tighten your tummy. Okay, and so again, it's that TA activation that we're after. What I tell my patients in my PT clinic, I say, okay, I'm going to hit you in your stomach. We get them in this position, I'm going to hit you. You ready? And then they're like, oh man, that's what the brace feels like, is you want to activate those ab muscles just like someone's going to punch you. And so posterior pelvic tilt with the abdominal brace. You're going to do that. You're going to hold it for 3 seconds. You're going to do it 10 times, and then you're going to repeat that 3 times. So 30 times total on that one. Exercise number 2, we're going to take the posterior pelvic tilt with the brace, and we're going to build on it. Actually, for the next 6 workouts, we're going to build on this. This is the foundation for everything. We want to get the back in the right spot, and we want to get that TA muscle activated. That's your everything is built around that. Exercise number 2, let's build upon it. We're going to do a posterior pelvic tilt. We're going to hit the abdominal brace. And now what I want Camille to do is actually hold that while we add a march. So she's going to hold her back flat. She's going to hold her tummy tight. She's going to lift this left knee up to my hand and then back down. Right knee up to my hand and then back down. And then sometimes, so she's far enough along. We've been doing this long enough that she can just crank out these marches. Some of you, it might be plenty to just, and so go ahead and relax. And so we're going to posterior pelvic tilt. We're going to tighten the tummy, march left, march right, and then relax. Okay? And then set it up again. Posterior pelvic tilt, suck in the tummy, march left, march right, and then relax. Okay? If you can do more than just 1 march on each side, by all means do it. That's kind of the progression to this. Maybe you can do 3 or 4 marches on each side before you feel like, okay, I need a break. My abs are cramping up. I need to relax. And so as many as you can, but we're going to hit 30 marches on each leg. So 3 sets of 10. So 10 marches on each side. Repeat that 3 times. That's exercise number 2. Exercise number 3, we're going to kick on a little bit different muscle group. We're going to hit the adductors. So to do that, I've got a little ball here. If you've got kids, you've probably got balls laying around the house everywhere. I know we certainly do. If you don't, a pillow, you can fold a pillow in half is another great thing. I'm going to put this right between her knees. So again, a ball, or if you fold a pillow in half and put that between your knees, that's another thing you can do. And so let's set it up again. First 2 steps are going to be the same. So we're going to do that posterior pelvic tilt. She's going to draw in her belly button. She's going to hold that contraction. Now what I want her to do is squeeze this ball between her knees. So we're going to squeeze right here, hold for about a 3-second count, 2, 3, and then relax. Okay, so posterior pelvic tilt, suck in the tummy, squeeze, hold, 1, 2, 3, and then relax. Now, bonus with this, you guys have probably, I hope you've heard of Kegels before. Kegel or Kegel, potato, right? And so that is a pelvic floor contraction. Basically, what I tell people is pretend like you're trying not to pee and pretend like you're trying not to fart. Like really, there's no easier way to describe what a Kegel contraction is, okay? So you want to, like, you're cutting off the flow of urine or you're trying not to pass gas. Those are the things that I tell people. And so if you want, with this exercise, so to activate this adductor muscle group is a great way that you can kind of facilitate and activate those Kegel muscles as well, kind of that pelvic ring, kind of pelvic floor muscle group. Crucial in postpartum women. If you ever want to jump rope without going potty again, that is what we need to activate. We joke because we were just in the gym this morning, and anyway.
Can't jump rope yet.
Can't quite jump rope yet. We're getting there. And so again, exercise number 3, the posterior pelvic tilt with the ball squeeze. We're going backwards here. We're flat here. We're nice and braced. We're squeezing here. Contract, and then we're going to squeeze those Kegel muscles, those pelvic floor muscles. Hold 1, 2, 3, and then relax everything. Okay, and so that's exercise number 3. Exercise number 4, we're going to get into some bridges. And so to do a bridge, what I want her to do, all of a sudden, we don't necessarily need to hit that pelvic tilt, but I do want you to hit the abdominal muscle contraction. So hit that TA activation, so she's sucked in, her belly button is sucked in. Now what she's going to do is squeeze her glutes and lift her hips up off of the table. Hold that for, I can't remember what we talked about on week 1. I want to say that's about a 3-second hold, and then go ahead and come back down. Okay, and so the tummy's nice and tight. Again, if nothing else, it's that TA muscle that we're activating. TA muscle activation, suck it in nice and tight, squeeze the glutes, lift up, try to hold that for about a 3-second count, and then come right back down. That's exercise number 4. Number 5, we're gonna roll Camille over onto her side. Let's put you on your left side, babe. And then we're going to hit the hips a little bit. When we talk about strong core, we talk about 4 strong muscle groups. And so I tell people we want to hit the front, we want to hit the abs, we want to hit the side, and we want to hit the back. And so that's what this is all kind of centered around. We've done a lot for the tummy. That's where the emphasis is. That undergoes the most stress in pregnancy. We've got some bridges for the back. We've got some ball squeezes for the inside. Let's hit the outside a little bit. And so to do this, we're going to do what we'd call a side lying hip abduction. She's laying on her side. I'm going to bend the bottom leg. So she's laying on her left side, left leg's bent, right leg is out straight, and so I'm going to have her bring that back here just a little bit further. I'm looking for a straight line, shoulder, hip, knee, ankle, needs to be a nice straight line all the way down. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hit that TA muscle activation. Now it's a little different laying on your side. You don't have gravity helping you out, but you still should be able to suck in and activate those muscles. She's going to hit that TA activation, so that abdominal brace, and now we're going to raise that right leg straight up towards the ceiling and then right back down. Looks just like that. And so again, keep going on there. So some side lying hip abduction. Now the way that everybody cheats on this is if you let your hip roll back and then try to do it, all of a sudden you're going to feel that up front here in your hip flexors. That's not what I want. I want your hip abductors. So try to keep your hips stacked, one right on top of each other. You should feel this more towards your butt than in the front of the hip. Looks just like that. Cool. So that's exercise number 5. So she's braced here. We're going to hit 10 raises on the right, 10 raises on the left, and repeat that 3 times. So up to 30 raises on the right and 30 raises on the left are what we're going to do. Okay? And so then our last one is we're going to get into so that was abduction, abduction. Now let's hit some adduction. So adduction is going to be our last one. So to do that, what she's going to do, she's going to straighten out her left leg. Right leg actually crosses up and over in front of the left leg. Again, she's going to stay as much on her side as she can. It's a little bit hard because this leg is going to want to rotate you back. Just try to keep forward as much as you can. First step, always the most important, we're going to hit that TA muscle activation. So she's going to suck in her tummy here. And now this left leg is actually going to be the one that's coming up towards the ceiling. And so you're going to feel this a little bit more kind of in the inner part of your thigh, kind of in the groin muscle. But again, most importantly, I want that stomach sucked in and tight. So we're activating the TA while we're doing this hip motion, while we're bringing it kind of up and over. We're crossing the midline of the body as we're coming up towards the ceiling. Looks just like that. And she's going to do the same thing as what we did on the abduction here. She's going to do 10 on the right, 10 on the left, and then we'll repeat that 3 times. And then, congratulations, you guys, that's workout 1. Nailed it. Try to contain your excitement.
I'm so glad.
All right, you guys, so there you have them. So that is workout 1 in our Mommy Tummy series. We've got 5 more workouts to get through. And again, here's the key to the progression to this, is that I want you guys to progress at your own rate. Okay, it's not a set. I would say that to spend about a week here, but what you should notice is that you're going to get stronger as you do these. I want you to be able to get for the most part, we've recommended about 30 reps of each of these. I want you to be able to get through 30 reps with good form. And I want you to feel like it's a good workout. I want you to feel like you've activated some muscles by the end of it, but I want you to complete all of the recommended sets and reps with good form. And as soon as you can do that, again, it might be 1 week, it might be 2 weeks of doing these. And as soon as you can get that, you guys, as soon as you can get through all of those recommended sets and reps, let's go ahead and let's head over to workout number 2. Camille and I will be waiting for you there. Let's do it.